God bless football, Billy Gill.
God bless football, Mikey A.
God bless football, Fuentes.
God bless football, Stugotz.
Thank you, Fuentes. A very exciting day. Billy already wants to say something. We have not one, but two blind rankings. We have headlines. We have more likely, but first we go to Billy because Billy has something to say.
Well, no, I just wanted to say this episode of God Bless Football is presented by DraftKings. DraftKings, the crown is yours. Sad one today. So you got a little bit of a sad one, but let's be happy here. You know?
Yeah, sad because
this is our last episode of God Bless Football at Meadowlark Media, so we can talk about that a little bit later if you want. Just little trip down memory lane today. Maybe we'll see how it goes.
Okay, last episode at Meadowlark Media, but not the last episode. In fact, we'll be expanding God Bless Football. So if you care about Billy and his family, please subscribe to it. If you care about Mikey A and his family, subscribe and rate to it. If you care about Fuentes at all and his family, then leave a review. Okay,
yeah.
You need to do that for us because I'm telling you right now, if you don't, none of our kids are going to eat. All right.
Yeah. Also, if you hate us, good news. This is probably the last time you will see from us unless you go and subscribe to us, because we will virtually disappear from all of these feeds that you see us in right now, except the God Bless Football feed. So follow that and follow our channels and follow our socials. And again, if you have thoughts on Fuentes, you can support him by leaving comments, apparently.
Yes. And we will have news.
Yeah.
We'll have news for you regarding God Bless Football coming up in the next week or so. So, Billy, we have one but not two blind rankings. This is very exciting. Fuentes has one and Mikey A has one.
No, so then we do have two.
Yes, we have two. I should just say we have two. You're right.
Got it.
We have two blind rankings. Fuentes has one. Mikey A has one. We have headlines. We have more likely. And I'm wondering, where does Billy Gill on our final episode at Meadowlark Media, where does he want to go first?
Well, first I have we have headlines. I want to go to here's a headline because that seems like a good, fun way to start the show. But I have a bit of sad news to guys that I want to tell you and the audience. And I don't know if this is something that will cause them to tune out immediately or not. But I thought with this being our last episode at the Lark, that maybe we invite back, like a friend or some friends. So I thought, why don't I reach out to K-Funk? He usually wrangles all of our friends.
Yeah.
And K-Funk told me, he was shocked when I gave him the news that this was the last episode at the Lark. And then he told me, what time? Tomorrow's my son's high school graduation, but what time are you thinking? And I said, K-Funk, that's a lot more important than this. So why don't you just tend to that?
Right.
And then he later offered, well, I'll be available at 3 or 4 in the afternoon if you want. And I said, we'll check back on that. I don't know about that. We'll see. So
Right.
we may later have a Zoom call with K-Funk, but I don't know if it'll be recorded. Maybe it will be, and maybe we'll just toss it in the episode. Who knows what we're going to be doing at 3 o'clock? Maybe we'll be feeling a little silly.
Do you think, if given the choice, kids' graduation or record the final episode on the Lark of God Bless Football, if they were conflicting times, do you think K-Funk would have chosen to record with us? I mean, what do you think?
I think given the opportunity, if we told him just do a quick check-in, that he would have done it from the graduation. But I wanted to try to avoid that situation. So,
Mikey, you're agreeing with him?
There's no question he's calling while they're announcing names, and he's saying, hold on a second.
Yeah.
Yay! And then going back to...
It's a thing where, like, he's on the phone, and then he realizes his kid has walked across the stage, and he wasn't recording because he was on the phone with us recording this, and then it's a whole thing.
If you really want K-Funk to be on the show, all you have to do is tell him Mojo will be on the show. And I guarantee you K-Funk misses everything to make sure he's not left out when Mojo's on.
That's
a fair point. So of all the past guests, it wasn't Chris Sims you reached out to. It wasn't Mike Golick that you reached out to. It was K-Funk.
Well, I mean, Sims was on a couple weeks ago as part of our Meadowlark retirement tour. So I thought that hitting him back up this soon was a little close. Golick, I'm not sure how that one works, so I left that one alone. And so I thought, let me reach out to K-Funk and then just see like where we can go from there. And when he was out, I was like, maybe we just do a regular show and disappear off into the sunset without guests and bells and whistles. And we don't have, we made like a 35-minute tribute of some of our greatest moments on God Bless Football that we were going to air. But then once... K-Funk said that he couldn't do it. We kind of just scrapped the plan. So
got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
You'll just get, instead of like a best of, Sarah McLachlan, I Will Remember You, any of that stuff. Like instead,
End of the road.
No vitamin C, graduation song. None of that's happening today. Closing time. We're leaving all
You had
that.
the time of your life.
Yeah, none of that's going to happen today. Today we're just going to do. Here's a headline.
Okay.
So,
all right, good. There is a chance the show still remains on the DraftKings network. This has nothing to do with DraftKings. We love them. They've been great partners.
Crown's theirs.
Right. If you're upset about this, get mad at the Lark. In particular, LeBatard and David Sampson. Anyway, ready for Here's a Headline?
Okay, so here's a headline. Joe Flacco wants to lead Browns QB by example, not be mentor.
Huh.
Sounds like
wants to be a mentor.
Sounds like Joe Flacco wants to play.
When Joe Flacco comes to your team, he's coming for your job.
Yeah. The thing is that's exactly the situation with Joe Flacco right now. And I wonder almost if Joe Flacco wants to start the season not as a starter. Like Joe Flacco wants to be the backup so he can hunt his prey from behind. Joe Flacco is not one to stab you in the front, friends. Joe Flacco, when he's there in the QB room, he's there to stab you from behind. Not in the back, but from behind.
Right. Yes. How does he do that? Like he watches the film of the starting quarterback and tells the QB coach, I wouldn't make that throw.
In many of these instances, Joe kind of just needs to sit back and let them take care of themselves.
Joe Flacco is also that fan favorite. Like as soon as your starter starts to waver a little bit, as soon as he starts to struggle, all of a sudden you start hearing those whispers in the stands. Joe Flacco wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Who's sitting right there? Smoking a cigarette on the bench.
Not moving. Yeah,
I'm
not moving.
sure Joe Flacco could come in and win us some games.
Yep.
Yeah.
It'd be very comforting if Joe Flacco were my backup quarterback. He was our backup quarterback, Mikey. We never got to him.
Okay. Well, yeah. If he's your backup quarterback for your team, it's comforting. If you're the starting quarterback and he's your backup, not at all. Because Joe picks his spots.
Right. Well, I think that's what Mikey is saying. Like, with a starting job comes expectations. The backup job is always the most popular guy in the stadium. He connotes hope. He's the next guy
with that
up.
Group. Especially with that group in Cleveland. Yeah. Joe Flacco doesn't want the starting job out of camp. He wants the backup role.
Mm-hmm.
Billy, here's a headline.
Hey.
Caleb Williams swears he wants to be in Chicago.
Sure he does.
That was a weird story. Caleb Williams, I feel like if the story's going to come out that you were going to make a big mess of things, you should have just made a big mess of things, right? Because now you didn't make a mess of things, and now
it's still messy.
The city of Chicago is reacting to you as though you did make a mess of things. So you should have just made a mess of things. Also, and I mean this as respectfully as possible, and you guys know that I'm a big part of, Bears Nation, and also, Cardinals, Fly Eagle Fly. Oh, the Arizona Cardinals. I forgot to tell you guys. I'm gonna look for it in a break. The Arizona Cardinals sent me a care package this week just because of what a big Bird Gang fan I am. Yeah, because I'm such a big member of Bird Gang. They sent me a care package this week.
They're trying to butter you up before the season. That's what's happening.
Yeah, well, I did. I did kind of pick them last week in a situation where we had to choose which division would be worse, more likely, and I didn't choose their division. So
right.
Anyways, where were we? So Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
I think you need to be better to cause these kinds of problems for yourself. Respectfully. If you're going to be demanding not to go to a city, which he didn't ultimately do, but if we're going to be dabbling with the idea of demanding to not go to a city, gotta be a little bit better, friend.
You're saying make a mess of it like Eli did when he came out in the draft, right?
In retrospect, and he may be a Hall of Famer, in retrospect, was Eli good enough to make the mess of things that he made of things?
On the front end, probably not.
Enough.
Right. Probably. He was not good enough, Mike. He was the number one or number two pick.
No, he was the number one pick.
Right.
But he was hyped enough to make a mess like that.
He had
was
that
he
last
good enough?
name.
I don't know. But he had the last name.
Yes.
He had the stats. Yeah.
And he had Archie, his dad, doing a lot of the work and a lot of the talking for him at the time. So
I mean more so when you look back at his career, was it worth the mess that he made? Was he indeed good enough to have made the mess that he made?
The mess paid off, Billy. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, he won two Super Bowls as the New York Giants quarterback, and both of them came against Tom Brady.
Okay. All right. Just asking. Just asking.
Worked out
here.
for Eli.
Just asking here.
All right. That's a good question. Mikey A, do you have a headline for us?
Yeah. Hey, here's a headline. Stefon Diggs was not present at Wednesday's voluntary organized team activity one day after a video of the wide receiver surfaced on social media in which he was on a boat with an unidentified pink substance around 3 women.
I have an admission. I had to ask around, what does this mean? Because I know you guys
Who'd you ask?
I know be careful who you ask.
I know you guys see me and you say, Billy Gill, that's a guy that does a lot of drugs. But I may surprise you. I had to ask what this meant. I was like, what does this mean?
It's what I say to myself when I see you every day.
Yeah,
Look at that guy over there.
Drug addict.
That's a guy that does
Billy
drugs.
Pill.
Billy Pill.
All right.
The point you just gave me.
I mean, anywho.
What
I
was
didn't
the
know what it
question?
was. I had to ask around. I was like, so what does that mean? What does pink substance mean?
What could be pink?
I mean,
I don't know.
What could be pink?
I don't know.
So Diggs was not at practice after this video surfaced because Mike Vrabel's the coach, Patriot Way, all that.
Yeah,
well, no,
Mike-
I mean it's voluntary OTAs. Like a lot of people weren't at these things.
Right. So he volunteered to be on a boat with the pink.
I mean, if I had the option to volunteer to be on a boat or in Foxborough, I think I'd be on a boat. Problem is, he just got there, and I guess technically hasn't gotten there yet because he's not there. But he's new to the program there, so he's not really ingratiating himself very well, I guess.
I mean, I just spent a weekend in Foxborough. I would go on a boat. So I would do anything other than spend a day in Foxborough, if I'm being completely honest. It's so weird to have that stadium so far from Boston. It's crazy.
What level 1 to 10 of a nonsense guy do you think Mike Vrabel is?
Level 1 to 10, 10 being the highest. Like he takes no nonsense.
No.
Who would be a 10? Who would be a 10 on the no nonsense?
I'm glad that you asked that question.
Right. Just
so
clarifying.
There is the amount of nonsense that you're willing to take and the amount of nonsense that is within you. I was asking more or less, how much nonsense do you think exists inside of Mike Vrabel that is waiting to come out?
I will tell you that I caddied for Golick at the Lake Tahoe golf tournament. Ray Romano was part of his threesome. The other one was Mike Vrabel. Golick, and Ray Romano were having a blast, laughing it up, yucking it up. Vrabel, not so much. I mean, a very serious golfer. Yeah,
it's interesting, that dynamic that you just laid out, because in most golf situations, I think foursomes are the regular, and there was 4. You included as Golick's caddy. You were just, I guess, not allowed to golf. They decided to have it be a threesome, even though there were 4 of you.
So at Tahoe, just the way they have it laid out, so for the Pro-Am, which I participate in every year and actually play golf, it's foursomes. For the actual tournament itself, they go threesomes. Three celebrities per group, I guess.
And Vrabes was a no-nonsense guy.
Vrabes just he was taking the golf very, very seriously. He didn't want to be bothered. He didn't want me asking questions. I was trying to mess around. I was doing a thing. I was Golick's caddy, and like he didn't want anything of it. I would say that Vrabel he's pretty high on the no BS meter, you know?
What do you think Vrabel's response would be if you went and swapped out his ball with one of those exploding balls that makes like all the noise?
I would have blamed it on Ray.
Okay.
He would not have been happy, Billy, if that's what you're
Can I give you a quick headline? Here's a headline.
Huh.
The College Football Hall of Fame will lower its win percentage from 60% to 59.5%, making Mike Leach eligible to join the College Football Hall of Fame.
Wow.
You know who is most excited about that?
I
news.
do know
Not
who's
Mike
most
Vrabel.
excited about that. And I am very interested in looking into win percentages right now to see if he's eligible or not.
Can we find out all the guys who were right around 59%.
Les Miles, who lost his bid to the Hall of Fame
right.
when wins were vacated, dropping him under 60%.
I was going to say
now he's probably right there.
I was going to say when we come back, find out if Les Miles is now eligible for the College Football Hall of Fame or not and can drop his lawsuit against LSU. But because it's our last episode here on the Lark, I'm not going to leave you hanging. Les Miles' career win percentage in college. Well, hold on a second. This doesn't make any sense because it says he has a 665 win percentage, which means he was already eligible.
Yeah, but take some wins away. They vacated some wins, didn't they?
When we come back.
Not enough.
Right.
I'm going to figure out what these statistics mean because I'm very confused right now.
All right. Well, that's a nice tease, but I think it's the last show, and Fuentes has a headline, so I want to get to Mike Fuentes as well.
Do we have to? Jeez.
Fuentes, do you have a headline for us?
Yes, Will Levis says he's trying to be the same dude despite QB battles, but the same dude is what got him there in the first place.
Yeah, I would not be
That's
the
your
same
problem.
dude.
Don't
If
do
I
that.
was- yeah, if
Right.
I was
Be the
Will
other
Levis,
guy.
Yeah, try a
don't be
different
that.
dude. Try a different dude.
Wait, Will Levis is still in Tennessee, right?
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah, no. Will Levis went from the most, just back to our original conversation about Joe Flacco, okay? Will Levis went from a guy that Tennessee Titan fans despise to a guy who's going to be the most popular guy in the building if Cam Ward's playing bad. What is he doing?
Being the same
being the
dude.
Yeah. Embrace being the backup.
All right.
Billy,
It
you still
seems
looking
as though his win percentage, man, it's all over the place, but it seems as though it might be 59.7. So he's eligible.
Rounding up.
He's
They dropped it to 59.5. He's in. Right?
He's eligible.
That's so ridiculous. All right, coming up next, blind rankings.
God Bless Football is presented by Smirnoff, the world's #1 vodka. Please drink responsibly. Stugotz, guess what time it is?
What time is it, Billy?
This is quickly becoming one of my favorite segments, particularly in the off season, and it is, and we have two today.
Wow.
But one is a little more self-involved than the other one. This is our blind rankings presented by Smirnoff, the world's #1 vodka. Please drink responsibly, and also we do game days. Please drink responsibly. Fuentes, do you have blind rankings for us this week?
We do. I thought I had exhausted all the cool positions, but you guys said, let's do coaches. So I said, hey, it's the last episode. Let's do coaches.
Yeah.
Are these head coaches?
These are head coaches only, current head coaches only.
Can I ask an
Current head
indelicate
coaches
question?
only.
Yeah, can
Yes.
I ask an indelicate question?
Well,
These
you're
are
going to
current
ask
head
anyway,
coaches.
so go ahead.
These are current head coaches, right?
Correct.
That's not the indelicate question. The indelicate question, Stugotz, and maybe we should have done this off air, but if we go somewhere, should we try to lure Mike Fuentes away and watch the empire collapse from within? Or do we just kind of say, forget it, we could find someone else and maybe we bring back Mikey C?
Ooh, Mikey C. What if,
No.
what if we exist in a world where both Mike Fuentes and
Okay.
Mikey C could be on the show?
Well, then he'd
I
be
mean,
Mikey F also.
Right? Mikey F, Mikey C, Mikey A. I'm going to start calling you Mikey, Billy.
Yeah,
That'd
that's
be like the whole alphabet.
Listen, I want Mikey C with us. I do not want to have to rely on him the way we rely on Fuentes to actually do things. Okay?
Right, yes, don't rely on him
I
for
want Mikey C
anything.
with us,
Right.
but I don't want him to have to press buttons.
Maybe we could have Mike Fuentes do stuff with us, but like just secretly, and we'll just call him Mikey F, and then no one will
like
know
that.
because
No
No one will know. Nobody
will
will know.
Yeah, no one will know.
I'll just wear sunglasses
Anyways.
at every taping.
Yeah,
We'll never figure it
okay.
out.
How would anyone crack the
Yeah,
code?
they'll never know.
It's just one of those things, man.
I mean, especially with sunglasses.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that sound alike, you know? You never know.
Yeah.
Anyway, Mikey F.
You're
So-
in rare form today, man. I love you.
Our first coach in this week's edition of Blind Rankings is Kevin O'Connell, Minnesota Vikings.
Ooh, man, that's a good coach right there.
I will go first with this one.
I mean, that guy almost got the 1 seed in the NFC with Sam Darnold.
Kevin O'Connell, #2.
Oh, wow.
Wow, he's a good coach, Billy.
He's
I don't know what other names are there.
fantastic coach.
Right.
He's a fantastic coach. Think
really
about
is.
what he has done with the quarterbacks that he's had.
Right. Yeah.
Has he
I
won
thought
anything?
about it. He's a great coach.
Yeah,
I'm putting him
he's
at
a
number
great
3.
coach. Yep.
Number 3
3 for Stu.
for Kevin O'Connell.
Billy?
I'm going to put him at 4.
All right.
I was gonna put him at 7, but you guys talked me out of it.
Really? There's no
Yeah.
way. He doesn't have 6 better coaches on his list than Kevin O'Connell. It's
never know.
impossible.
That's
I'm
why.
fine.
He's going to give us a couple of first-year guys.
Yeah, blind rankings. That's why they're blind. You can't see them. The next coach, number 2, off this list, Sean McDermott, Buffalo Bills.
Ooh, wow. He's on the hot seat, I'll tell you that much.
7.
7, get it done.
I'm going to put him at 8.
Wow. I was just itching to give away a 7.
No,
you can tell.
no respect for Sean McDermott.
Sean
Why would I have
McDermott is
respect
going to
for
get
Sean
fired
McDermott?
every year. If he
Right.
didn't have Josh Allen, he would have been fired 5 years ago.
Fuentes, what do you want me to respect? He hasn't made a Super Bowl with a quarterback that most coaches would make a Super Bowl with, and he fires his coordinators every year.
He's
yeah.
he's gotten further than Kevin O'Connell, and you guys are just praising Kevin O'Connell.
Yeah, but Kevin
You know,
O'Connell.
Kevin
can you
O'Connell
imagine
hasn't
Kevin
had
Sam
O'Connell and
Darnold.
Josh Allen?
Yeah. What?
Josh Allen.
From the guys that only care about how many Super Bowls a guy wins. Okay, anyway.
You know who's the happiest that Sean McDermott is there? Is Josh Allen.
Of course.
Because he can always blame
Because once
Sean
he's
McDermott.
gone, then it's like, Josh?
Uh-huh.
It's on you, buddy.
Anyway.
Wants him to stay forever. I mean,
Let me
geez.
ask you, Fuentes, if Sean McDermott were to get fired, how many coaches would want that job? All of them.
Yeah.
If
Well, yeah, because
Kevin O'Connell were to get fired, how many people are lining up for that Vikings job?
you got to see how good JJ McCarthy is.
Let's do it this way. If Sean McDermott
Boston.
got fired, the first call the Bills would make would be to Kevin O'Connell. I mean,
Darn right.
Third coach on this list, Washington Commanders, Dan Quinn.
Dan Quinn?
6.
I'll put him 7.
I'll go.
Ahead-
I thought you
ahead
put
of
McDermott
McDermott.
8. I thought you put. All right,
I put
Dan
McDermott
Quinn
at 8. Yeah.
All right.
Mikey, what was yours? I didn't hear.
I'll put Dan Quinn at 8. I don't like it. I should have put him at 6, but I already said it.
Next up, Tennessee Titans, Brian Callahan.
Oh, God. Brian. Bless you.
9.
Yeah.
Yeah, 9.
All right, I'll put.
I see what's happening to me.
So do I. Yeah.
I see what's happening to me. I'm in
I
trouble.
can't
Go
put him at
ahead.
6. Right.
No.
So, Stu, you said 9?
All right.
I
I'm
need to
putting him at
see
9.
more from Brian Callahan.
All
yeah.
right. Yeah.
Next.
Yes.
Anything. I need to see
Right,
anything from
something.
Brian
8
Callahan.
more. Right.
Yeah.
He's had 1 year and he earned the first overall pick.
Yes.
Yeah, I need to see more from Brian Callahan. Respectfully to all the Callahans out there.
So here's the deal. He's at number 9 on my list now, but if Cam Ward's good and we play this game again next year and Fuentes is still part of the show as Mikey F wearing a mustache,
Yeah.
then perhaps
He could hop up to 3.
Right. If Cam Ward's good, Callahan will be top 3. We'll see.
Exactly.
That's
All
why
right.
it's an off-season game. Next up, D'Amico Ryans, Houston Texans.
Ooh. I like him.
I'll put him at 5.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're all going 5, huh? I'm putting D'Amico at 5. He feels like a 5 to me.
Can I point out, because I've done this on a number of occasions, so if you're listening, you don't care, but visually, Mike Fuentes owns an assortment of Bass Pro Shop hats in different colors, and he sent me a picture. He has like 5 different color Bass Pro Shop hats. He's now wearing a knockoff Bass Pro Shop hat that seems to have a pigeon on it that says New York City for some reason. I really don't understand you loving this look, but every hat that you have is exactly the same.
Wait till you see the one I got coming for the Panthers. You're going to love it.
I
But
don't.
are you some sort of like big outdoorsman? Like I don't. I
Not
don't
even
get it.
close. No, I like
That's
hiking,
what I
but that's
said.
about it. But not really
He
a big
also
outdoorsman.
he also told me on an episode of Mystery Crate that he loves mountain vacations, and I was like, "You do not look like anyone that goes hiking in mountains." And then he kind of clarified and was like, "No, not like hiking in mountains." He was saying like our trip to Phoenix when we had the watch party out there that was a mountain vacation, even though he'd spent no time in the mountains.
That was the desert.
That was
Yeah,
the
he
desert.
just likes that there's mountains around.
I like to have
Well, I
scenic
mean, we live in
views.
Florida, so it's
Yeah.
all flat here.
Thank you. See, I like scenic views. I like it to be dry. I live in a swamp. And then I can go to the beach any day I want. I can't go like climb a mountain whenever I want. I live in the flattest area of the country. So
Can I just, that's a thing that everybody says, and we all say, like, I can go to the beach whenever I want. I don't think I've been to the beach here
In a
since
decade.
2019 easily.
that's true.
I feel like I'm gonna melt if I go there.
I don't-
I have not been to Miami Beach since we left the Clevelander in any form or fashion. And even when we were going to work at the beach every day, I didn't actually go to the beach in Miami for years.
Right, unless Dan sets us to the ocean. Right.
It's true. I don't go as much as I should for someone who lives here, but I have been going more often lately. and it's always an option. That's why I don't go, because it's too accessible. So it's like, you know.
Got it.
Yeah.
That's why you love mountain vacations.
Correct, because it's new.
But you don't like the mountains. You just like the idea of having the mountains accessible to you while on
Jim
vacation.
Harbaugh, Los Angeles Chargers.
Did you think the Grand Canyon was a mountain range? Like,
No, but they have mountains there. The point is, it's different. Jim Harbaugh, Los Angeles Chargers.
Now I'm stuck in a world where I think I need to put him at 3.
why?
Because I have 3, 8, and 10 left, and I don't think he's 8.
I take
You also
Kevin
have
O'Connell
one.
over Jim Harbaugh, so
I'm gonna put
him
at
at 4.
I'm going to put him at 3.
Yeah.
I'm putting Harbaugh at 4.
He also needs to show me something.
You're right, and so does that quarterback,
This is-
by the way.
That's-
Jesus.
It's year 2. Year 2.
Right.
Here's where you're going to get the best of Jim Harbaugh.
Well, we'll see.
On name recognition, I think I would still rank Jim higher than John, which is crazy.
You're probably right.
Yeah.
Even though it's clearly John.
I'm in a world where he's going to say John in the next 4 names, and I'm going to have to rank John 8. Anyway, go on with
I
your
have 2
it's
fake,
spots
coming.
left.
your
Right.
I
fake
know it's
random
coming.
things.
Where'd you
yeah.
put? Where'd you
How do
put Jim?
I have 4 spots left.
No. I'm saying I
I
have
do
2
too.
spots left. I have number 1 and number 2
okay.
still left, so I'm feeling pretty good. I put
Yeah.
Jim Harbaugh at 4.
Where did
Yeah.
Billy put him? I didn't hear him.
At 3?
3. Okay.
Yeah.
Ben Johnson, Chicago Bears.
Oh man, it's a sexy name, but he also needs to show me something.
It's really not a sexy name. It's a common name, Ben Johnson, but I understand
Yeah.
what you're saying. Yeah.
10. Putting
No
him at
ex-
10.
No experience as a head coach.
I think he is going to be a bad head coach. He has coordinator face.
Okay, wait a minute. So you were praising Kevin O'Connell for what he did with Sam Darnold, but you give Ben Johnson nothing for making Jared Goff at that.
Got a better face.
But he's not the head coach.
He wasn't the head
Doesn't
coach.
matter. Oh yeah, because Dan
wasn't the head
Campbell.
coach.
Dan Campbell knows quarterbacks. Yeah, you're right. You got
Yeah.
it. You figured it out.
I thought we were
happening?
ranking head coaches, not
Right.
offensive coordinators.
That's
I've
right.
never
He's a
seen
head coach
Alex
now.
Trebek get this
thought we were-
frustrated
Yeah,
with
really.
contestants. Jeez
Right. I
Louise.
mean, it's his
Ben
name. You give a
Johnson
name
at
and he
10.
ranks
Write
it.
it
Yeah.
down.
Well, geez.
Even though, if we're going to be
gonna
honest,
miss you. I'm
Trebek,
gonna miss you, Mikey
Trebek,
F.
respectfully to Trebek, seemed like a dick, right? Like we could just,
Whoa.
if we're gonna be honest,
No.
Too soon?
circle
Rest in
trust.
peace,
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, he's been gone for 5 years now. Come on. I mean, did he not come off that way? Did you guys not feel that? Okay, fine. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to the Alex Trebek estate. Please.
All his fans, maybe. I mean,
If
Where
I
you
was
put
Alex
Ben
Trebek,
Johnson?
if I was Alex Trebek with all of my millions of dollars, I would probably buy like a ranch or like just a lot of like acreage, and I would call the ranch Trebekistan.
So Ben Johnson, Billy.
you've been working on that for a while, or
No,
that
just
was a
seconds.
thing. That was a thing.
Trebekistan.
I buy a house in the mountains in Arizona.
I'd have my own flag and everything of Trebekistan. It would always be
Trebekistan.
flying. It'd always be flying right because Alex Trebek was always right about everything.
Billy.
It would get revealed.
Do you think the
With a wager.
Dolphins head coach is going to be on here? Do you think McDaniel's going to be on here? Do you think the Jets head coach? I'm trying to figure out what to do with this coach. He's never coached before.
Don't
I mean,
try. Don't
I
try.
don't
and-
know. Yeah,
Don't try
don't-
and figure out what Fuentes
Also,
does.
don't give Fuentes any ideas because
Yeah.
we know he's up to shenanigans and he just
Yeah.
hasn't pulled them out yet. So if you give him more ideas, he'll change it. And if you notice, we can't see him, so we don't know if he's writing on anything or not.
Trebeka stands.
Where do they rank Ben
That's a good
Johnson
name
and
for a ranch,
Trebekistan? Where do they rank him?
Yeah. I'm putting Ben Johnson at 10.
I have him at 8.
There's gonna
Also,
be
not
bad
a sexy
coach.
name.
He's going to force me to put the Jets coach at like.
Not a sexy name, and I looked him up respectfully. Not a sexy person either. Sorry, Ben
he's not.
Johnson.
Well-
That's what Mikey was saying. Kevin O'Connell, he looks like a head coach. He's got a much better looking face. There's no question about it. Yeah.
That's not what I was saying, but okay.
Next
Shove the words right in your mouth.
Next quarterback. You just hinted at him. Miami
Quarterback.
Dolphins' very own. Sorry, head coach. Miami Dolphins' very own Mike McDaniel.
Knew it.
10.
Knew it.
I would have put him at 8 had I switched Dan Quinn. Since I can't, I will put him at 6.
He's at 10.
I'm
Prove me
forced-
something.
I'm okay. I'm being forced to put him ahead of Dan Quinn and Sean McDermott, but I'm okay with that. Like,
Yeah.
like if Mike McDaniel had Josh Allen, forget it. Yeah, probably not. Anyway, I have no choice. I'm
I'm
putting
in
him at
trouble
6.
here.
I'm
in
at 10.
trouble here.
I am in deep.
I'm
I
in
think
trouble
I
here.
think we're all in the same
Fuentes got
trouble.
me. Fuentes
I think
got me this
We're
one.
all in the same.
I only have 1 and 2
here.
left. What
I have
what
1 and
slots
4.
do you have left, Mike?
1 and 4.
You have Billy. What do you have left?
1 and 2,
Yeah, I have 1 and 2.
and they're going to be crap coaches.
Here
know
comes
they are.
Brian Schottenheimer and Aaron Glenn.
Yep, no doubt. All right, go ahead, Fuentes.
Next off the list is Kansas City Chiefs Andy Reid.
Yes, number 1.
Nice.
That's fine.
Is there a better coach than Andy Reid that he could trot out there?
I don't know, but I need to get that one out of the way. I'm relieved.
Yeah.
Because if it's Nick Sirianni, I want him at number 1. I love that guy.
What?
What about Tomlin?
He's great.
You're insane.
Tomlin, John Harbaugh.
I'm workshopping a take about Jalen Hurts being better than Patrick Mahomes. I'm tease for a future show. Okay.
Keep working out. Keep workshopping it.
Where'd you put him, Billy? 1 or 2?
1. 1 for Andy, yeah.
Billy and Mikey both at 1.
I'm going to put him at 2.
Okay.
Oh, you're going to be upset.
And my number 4, Stugotz is number 1.
I think he just mumbled, "Oh, you're going to be upset," which I don't think is good.
Last coach, Seattle Seahawks, Mike McDonald.
Oh, you're an asshole.
Yeah, he's a number 2 if I've ever seen one. Yeah, that's my number 2. I'm feeling good about that.
Mikey A, you had 4 left?
I have him as the best
I got him at
coach in the
4.
NFL.
I got him at 4.
I don't Reid.
Where'd you put Andy at 4?
At 2.
Why? Who did you think was
I
coming?
thought he was going to try
He
out
wanted Sirianni.
or something.
You held out for Nick Sirianni?
Or John Harbaugh.
That's crazy. Who was 11 on your list this week, Fuentes?
The next name up was Todd Bowles.
Oh, wow.
He would have been followed by Jonathan Gannon, then Mike Tomlin, Kellen Moore, and then Dave Canales.
I got to tell you, this Bulls guy lives in such a great world where no one cares about Tampa. No one cares about him. He is expressionless, and he'll never get fired. I mean,
Yeah, I like him.
So do I.
Yeah.
He does always have the same exact face on the sideline, no matter the situation. He's like,
Yes,
so
you don't know if he's winning or losing.
correct. You can't get a read on him. He's like wallpaper. He's just
Right.
like.
All right. Well, that was our blind rankings of coaches.
All right. We have another blind ranking coming up, plus more Mikely. So I'm excited. And I think Billy and Mikey are going to embarrass me somehow. That's coming up next.
I don't think that's...
And we're back.
Yes, we are, Billy.
Are we? What are we laughing at?
Just you.
Yeah.
You're in rare form today, man.
Nah, I'm here, man. I'm just doing my thing.
You know what it is? Football's getting close. That's what it is.
Yeah, OTAs,
Yeah.
You know me, I love going camping.
In the mountains with Fuentes?
Yeah, in
No,
Arizona.
football. No, like football camps. I love to go to football camps. Big camping guy.
You want to do a little training camp tour this year? What do you think?
Where do you want to go?
I don't know. I was thinking maybe like Northeast.
On the next episode of God Bless Football, which you have to subscribe to find out, we'll plan our OTAs trip for 2025.
I like the idea of like Jets, Giants, Buffalo, Philadelphia, that whole area. I think that's a good area for us.
Can I tell you, since this is our last episode, an idea that I had for this show that never came to fruition? So I wanted to, when we were going to Las Vegas, there was a discussion for Las Vegas to have a road trip. And we were going to stop and do like hits at like different places. Do you remember that conversation or no?
Yes.
Okay.
We were driving from South Florida to Vegas, correct?
We were, we were like going up to like North Carolina. We were taking like a really strange route. And it wasn't a true road trip because it was going to be like flights. And it was going to be a situation where we were flying people in and out and making certain stops. Like, in one stop would have been like me and you, and then like Lucy would have been at one, or Jess or whatever. And we were like just going to be like flying people all around the country, making stops at like all of these different places, right? And I came up with the idea that I thought was a great idea, and I thought it was a very cost-effective idea, because those things end up being like very pricey, especially when you have multiple flights and multiple people coming in and out, and you have to rent different crews in different cities, whatever. I went on eBay and I looked up buying a used RV. Right. And I wanted to buy a used RV, like on behalf of whoever the sponsor was, like use their money to buy a used RV, use that RV to drive the entire time. And then when we got to Las Vegas at the live show, give away the RV so we didn't have to figure out what to do with this old crappy used RV.
Right, just give it away to someone.
Just
right.
give it away
Yes.
to a fan. Just have a raffle and give them the keys and be like, this is your problem now. We used our sponsor money for this beat up RV. We had all these stops. Here you go. Congratulations, a 1985 RV. You guys figure it out.
Weren't we trying to use the Madden Cruiser?
The chemical toilet either.
We also were trying to use the what?
We were trying to use the Madden Cruiser. I mean, the Madden bus or something, right?
So we did talk to the Madden son about using the Madden bus for the Super Bowl, and that didn't come to fruition. And then this last year in New Orleans, there was another RV road trip situation that they came up with that we didn't do. And in that situation, I was trying to do New Orleans was close enough. What I was pitching was, let's do a segment of God Bless Football for the Monday episode. We'll do a road trip, and for the Monday episode, each segment will be in a different state. So, like, first segment, we'd be in Florida, then we would be in Alabama, and then, like, Mississippi, and then Louisiana, or however it plays out, right? And I want to do it in 4 different states, each segment in a different state. And for that one, I found an even more cost-effective solution, I thought, which was, well, hey, David Sampson's always telling us about this RV that he got in this deal with the Marlins that he screwed over, John Henry, and he got his Marlins RV. Why don't we just ask him if we can use the RV?
Mm-hmm.
And then he canceled our show.
Oh,
wow. That took a...
No, that didn't happen. No, I believe they reached out and they said they didn't know where it was or something. I don't know what happened with that situation. Anyway,
Samson misplaced an RV. I mean,
I don't know, but it didn't end up working out. So, anyway, the RV tour still lives on. Maybe one day we'll go on an RV tour.
yes. Okay.
Blind rankings or more likely.
Why don't we take an RV to the? I think we have another blind ranking for guest on the show at the Lark on the DraftKings Network. We're going to get to that in just a second. Let's take an RV3 to training camp. Why not? You love camp.
RV3.
RV3. You like that? RV3. We'll call it the RV3. I don't know why, but we will. Yeah. Football, that's why. Blind rankings. What are we doing here, Mikey A? So Fuentes has to play along here. This is great. Yes. I like this. Right? You
and
can
the best part is
now.
He does not know most of these guests.
Oh, good. All right.
Okay. So explain to the audience what it is we're doing. We're blind ranking the guest in the history of this show.
Of Meadowlark Media, God Bless Football. These are all guests that have appeared, I'll say, less than 3 times.
Less than 3. Okay.
Less than 3 times.
Wow. Okay.
Probably. I might be a little off.
No regulars. Who did you leave off? Regulars. Just out of curiosity, did you leave anyone off?
Who missed the cut? Dwight Freeney missed the cut.
Oh.
Javon
Freeney in the history.
Dwight Freeney's been good to us, man.
Well, also the sense of a lot of frustration. Just Dwight Freeney.
Gojo
story will be told one day.
Gojo missed the cut, huh?
Gojo
yes, it will be told. Cut. All stories.
Dwight Freeney almost got you fired.
Stop it. I almost got me fired.
Okay.
All right. You want the first one?
Yes.
Nitro.
Oh, wow. This is going to be...
Nitro
was on more than 3 times. I mean...
I'm going to go at 3 with
3
Nitro.
times.
3.
One time felt like 1,000 times with Nitro.
Yeah, it goes kind of long. Yeah.
Where'd you put him?
I'm going to go with 3.
Fuentes, where are you putting him?
I'm going to put him down at 8 because I just remember the time he asked, why don't I draft 2 kickers for fantasy football? And
yeah, but that's Nitro.
What does RB mean next to Saquon's name?
Yeah, but he was coming on because he needed help
part of the charm. Yeah, we were trying
it is part of the charm, but I'm putting him low because I'm assuming that other greater guests may be coming. So
he said he was going to send Stugotz steroids in the mail.
Yeah, never got him.
And he never got him.
I put him at 5.
Right.
5 for Nitro.
All right. Next name on the list. Shirley Schefter.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's like a heavy hitter there. Yeah.
Jeez.
It's an all-timer, man. What are we supposed to... How do we not...
And also I'm thinking
Just wait till you see who else.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is Dad going to be on the list?
Well, is Dad's foot going to be on the list?
Yeah, Dad's foot, you know?
I don't know.
We can't have 2 Schefters.
Oh,
when you have 2 Schefters, you don't have 1 Schefter.
Listen, I put it into Fuentes' randomizer.
You didn't know such thing. You didn't.
Just to remind the audience, Billy met Adam Schefter's mom on a cruise.
in an
Go
elevator.
listen to that episode. It was fantastic.
I'm going to put her at number 2.
Yeah, me too. I'm gonna put.
We also promised her we were gonna get her a phone sponsorship.
I know, and I take her to lunch in Boynton Beach somewhere.
Yeah, we gotta follow up on that.
I will.
We got nothing but time now. We're retired.
Yes. We'll take her in the RV3 with us. How about that?
Oh, I like that.
Yes.
I'm gonna put Shirley Schefter at 4. No, you know what we should do with Shirley Schefter? We should take Shirley Schefter up with us to Mel Kiper's boat.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. Yes.
She'd love that.
We have so many plans. I mean,
Yeah.
we're going to get to all of them now.
Well, that's
we are.
really, in retrospect, at our run here, that I think that could summarize. We have so many plans, and that is the on our tombstone. It was really our execution that kind of did us in. The plans were there.
We're ideas guys.
Yeah,
That's really what it is.
Yes.
We're ideas guys.
Anyhow.
All right. Speaking of family of regulars,
Oh no.
Matt Sims.
Oh, Matt Sims. He was
Matty
great,
Sims.
but I'm gonna
Billy's
put him
going to put him at 1.
I'm gonna put him at 9.
Okay. I'm going to put Matt Sims at I'll put him at 9 too. That feels right for Matt Sims right
he's
there.
That's not a shot at Matt Sims at all. He's good.
No, he was only on one time though. Nine is good for Matt Sims.
Yeah.
All right. Up next, fake Aaron Rodgers, Jake Owens.
Oh.
Oh, wow. That was a good one.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought I was on the driving range at Lake Tahoe thinking I was speaking to Aaron Rodgers. I was speaking to a country music singer, Jake Owen, who
You thanked him for being our quarterback.
who really just played along.
And he
Played along
played along.
beautifully. He made the whole week for us out at Lake Tahoe. I can't wait to go back to that place. I love it. I mean, it is. Those are mountains, by the way, Fuentes. I can't wait to go back there. I thought it was Aaron Rodgers. It wasn't. It was Jake Owen. They all made fun of me for the remainder of the weekend. It became a thing at Tahoe. Jake Owen was on the show. I'm going to put him at number 1, man. Like
What?
10
it
for
was.
me.
It was a
I
big
put him
like
at
Billy.
10.
It closed a loop for us that week. Like it was so important to get him on, and I'm probably putting him too high. I'm overthinking this. All right, I'll put him
Your
at 4.
joke about missing who he was is better than him. So like it's
Oh.
he's a 10. Yeah.
I put him at 10 too. Also because I was on vacation and I missed the interview, so
All right, I'm
I
gonna
have
put
no
him
frame
at,
of reference.
I'm gonna put him at 4.
Next name on the list, Brandon Seiler.
Oh, Scott, he should be number 1. He was great.
You do not remember
You
him.
want to put everybody?
What do you mean?
at number
Siler was
1?
on. He made picks with K Funk. He had a book to promote. I think he went 0-5. I don't know. I mean,
I'm gonna put Siler at 7.
listen, here's what I do
times.
know, Billy. I don't want to piss off Brandon Siler.
That is true. That
True.
is true.
Right. So I'm going to put him at 7. Too.
I'll piss him off. He's going to 7. My last event.
I had Share Bear calling me on a Sunday because he was in Miami with Siler at the Mondrian, and they were calling me to see if I wanted to come to the pool, and I was like, "It's Sunday. I have 2 children. I cannot go to the pool." Hey, buddy, just want to see if you want to come to the pool. With
Hey, Billy, what'd you
Mondrian."
do yesterday? I'm going to have the pool with K Funk and Brandon Siler.
No,
Up
Share
next.
Bear.
Oh, Share Bear. Sorry. K Funk would have showed up. So
Oh, I'm sure he was there. He's wondering why he wasn't invited.
no protection on whatsoever. K Funk just.
Up next, everybody's favorite heating and air conditioning person,
Oh,
Lacey.
Wow,
2.
she was great.
Lacey's a
Great.
2.
I
Yeah.
can't believe I put Shirley Schefter at 2.
Yeah, Lacey's a 2.
What a show. I mean,
That
who
was
the
a
hell canceled
classic.
this?
That was a classic. It's too bad she moved to Canada and got married, huh?
Subscribe, rate, and review. Yes.
He went from cooling to heating.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Number 3 for me.
She was a bartender who owned an air conditioning company.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm putting her at 3.
Yeah.
Puts a smile on my face.
Up next, the Old Spice guy.
Oh,
wow.
Old Spice.
This is
guy.
This is the last Super Bowl just a few months ago.
We had him twice.
Wow.
Yeah, double appearance.
He was so good, Billy.
Yeah, I have him at 6.
Really?
Yeah, he was good, but these names have all been good, except Matt Sims. These names have all been good so far.
There's still a few more.
That was a
Don't you want to
stray.
like? Don't you want one of the Simses to like you? I mean,
No.
Nah.
Yeah, it's better that way. You're right.
Nah.
I put the Old Spice guy at 1 because he made my job easy that week. Just putting that guy in both episodes.
Oh. Hey, Tony's behind you.
Yeah, how about that?
So-
Up next.
Well, hold on. I didn't rank. What was the last name?
I'm trying.
The Old Spice guy.
Old Spice guy.
I'll put the Old Spice guy at 1.
You put 3
You
people
put
at 1
somebody
already.
else at 1.
You put Jake
I
Owen
put
at
Jake
1.
Owen at 1. I took him out. I put him at 4.
Okay, Old Spice guy's at 1. I mean, come on.
All right, I'll put him at 6.
I don't want to
Same
break
thing.
the fourth.
Same
I don't want to break the fourth wall here, but now that we're just telling truths today, Old Spice guy was wandering around Radio Row with a cane, and we couldn't figure out if it was a bit or not. And then the second day that we saw him, we realized, oh no, he just uses a cane.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is not exactly how you picture the Old Spice guy, but he's a man with a cane.
He is. But then he opens up that mouth, and it's
Magical.
It's unbelievable. All right, so I have 3 slots left, right? I have 1, 8, and 10. I'm doomed.
All right. Up next, Cozy Coleman.
Forgot about
8.
it.
Cozy Coleman.
I'm putting him at 10.
He said, hey,
6.
6.
That's all I got left.
What do you have left, Stu?
Oh, how's it feel, Fuentes?
4 and a 5. I'm doing all
What
right.
do you got left, Stu?
I have after Cozy.
Yes.
I have 8 and 1.
I'm sad. I have someone I want to be on this list that I don't think will be.
Up next, Gordy Gronk's Uber driver.
Oh, 1.
Wow.
1.
Did he go 5 and 0?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And we
then
couldn't
retired.
find him. And we couldn't find him again.
We couldn't find him again.
Gordy's Uber driver's #1 guest of all time we had.
5.
Got one name left.
Yeah.
All right, I'm putting,
I'm
Gordy
sad. I
Uber.
wanted a name that I don't think is going to be on here.
I'm putting Gordy's Uber driver at 1 too. All right.
All right. Last one. Spags.
Oh no!
Spags.
Damn you!
Wow.
Damn you!
It was a
We had-
randomizer.
Yeah.
It was a
We
randomizer.
had Spags in
I
studio.
promise.
It was
randomizer.
fantastic.
Good old
Yeah.
Fuentes
Really,
randomizer.
blossoming friendship. I mean,
Man, we could go on a cruise with Spags also.
Spags would love to go on a cruise.
Hell yeah.
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 I have Spags at 5. That's not who I was expecting. I had 2 names that I was hoping would be on the list that were not on the list. First name I was hoping would be on the list, Captain Lee. Didn't make the cut.
Yeah, he would've been
I
top-
wasn't on that episode.
Top 3 for me, Captain
Really?
Lee. He was on twice, I think.
Yeah, we had him on twice. One
That's
time on God Bless Football, one time on Stupidity. And the
Yeah.
other one that we have on regularly that I was hoping would be on this list was Rosalind, the witch.
Oh, the witch. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. Right.
Yeah, there's a
And,
reason she's not on the list.
Stugotz,
Yes.
Mikey A, Mike Fuentes, audience. This is it. This is our last segment here
on the Lark.
on the Lark on
Lark.
DraftKings Network for this run of God Bless Football. Before we get sappy, I want to just tell you the quick story here that I wanted to tell you about Rosalind the Witch. So, Rosalind the Witch is someone that you knew back all the way to your weekend observations show
Yes.
that you would do at ESPN Radio, and you had Rosalind come on. And Rosalind, I think, first made an appearance when the Jets had it was the draft lottery, or they had the #1 pick or something, right? So you had a bunch of different people come on.
Priestess Rosalind, way
Yeah.
back when, I think it was the Knicks.
The Knicks, yeah,
Yeah,
sorry.
the
I
Knicks.
said the
It
Jets. I
was
meant
the
the Knicks.
Knicks, yeah.
So Priestess Rosalind would then come on and be on around Halloween or whenever we needed, different things.
She was a Halloween staple for us. Yes.
Yeah, but we
Yeah.
needed, or if we needed, Priestess Rosalind to ever talk to people from beyond, whatever, we'd have Priestess Rosalind come on or cast spells on people or whatever, right? Then there may have been a situation where Mikey C dated her, but that was unclear whether or not there was a relationship there. So about a year ago, we reached out to Priestess Rosalind to have Priestess Rosalind come on, I believe because we were trying to do a seance and wanted to reach out to Don Shula.
Right.
Yes,
And
with Chris
Greg
Cody.
Cody. Yes.
Greg
Yeah,
Cody, yes.
with Greg Cody. And Mikey was our point of contact on that situation. And he reached out to Priestess Rosalind and then shared devastating news with me based on the call that he had with Priestess Rosalind.
Wow.
Mikey, should I tell him or do you want to tell him?
I don't know if I can say it. I think you have to say it.
So it turns out, Stugotz, Priestess Rosalind was not a priestess. Priestess Rosalind was the PR person that booked the real priestess, and the real priestess backed out of the initial interview 10 minutes before. So Priestess Rosalind, as we knew her, was the PR person for an actual witch who, instead of canceling, pretended to be a witch. And then for multiple years kept coming on the show pretending to be a witch for us because she was so embarrassed by the fact that she pretended to be a witch the first time. So everything she told us about covens and all of that stuff was all made up. She was a PR person who eventually felt guilty and came clean. And that will do it for Meadowlark's God Bless Football.
She wasn't a witch.
She faked it. She faked it one time and couldn't tell us, so she kept faking it for years.
My kind of witch.
If that is not perfect for this show, I don't know what is.
Our witch was never a witch. The real witch bailed, and the PR person pretended to be a witch for years and was just making stuff up the entire time. Told her she was going to Salem for the weekend. All of that made up. As a niece that had the gift. All of it made up.
She's probably saying, like, I can't believe this is my life. I'm a media relations person for an actual witch.
Yeah. Who's flaky, and now I have to pretend to be a witch.
I got to tell it, we should hire her. I mean, the effort she made.
I believe that is your actual first reaction, and I believe that you think that is the best play.
The best move.
Oh my God.
Well, thank you for telling me that.
Yeah.
What an odd way to end the show.
It really was. And now this isn't even on TV. This is just us talking. We could put this on audio or whatever.
Oh,
yeah.
So that was that. Priestess Rosalind apparently was a fake priestess.
You got to give her credit though, right? For sinking into the character out of guilt.
Yeah, she did a good job.
What happened to the real witch just flaked out, didn't want to do it?
Yep.
Apparently. Bailed last minute.
Dan Stanzik saw her hit when she did a hit for, I think, like local New York news talking about the Knicks, and booked her thinking that he was booking the priestess. And since then, she became part of Weekend Observations and then Stupidity and even God Bless Football.
Yeah, I'm devastated.
It is. I've never felt so lied to in my life.
I don't know what's what anymore. Yeah.
At the same time, it kind of made me like her more. To be honest.
Of course.
Right. No,
Yeah.
are you kidding me? I love her.
I mean, it was bad news because we lost what we thought was a real witch, but we gained one of us, a friend.
I wonder if a real witch was listening and was like, "This girl's totally faking it."
Yeah,
this is all
probably.
bull.
These guys think they're speaking to a witch.
This isn't a witch. She doesn't know what she's talking about.
Rosalind isn't even a real name.
Yeah.
What?
Well, hold on. No, it goes deeper than that because if you remember, she also created like a whole Twitter account and everything for Priestess Rosalind.
Oh
so
my
she
God.
went and created an entire like social media identity about being a priestess that was all just a cover for some reason. And I don't even I wonder why she felt the need to go that deep on it because no one would have needed to follow her on social media from one appearance.
Right. If she just said, hey, the witch can't do it, Stanzik would have been like, okay, see
or
you later.
she just did it and that was it. And then the next time you called, like, oh, no, sorry, wrong number, whatever. But no, she was committed to this.
Yeah, this is our kind of PR person, Billy. I'm telling you, listen, Billy and I are going to get into business, hopefully together, and we're going to do some shows together moving forward. And I'm telling you, Rosalind, or the person I thought was Rosalind, will be running said business, okay? Because that's the kind of person you need, Billy. Someone who's willing to do anything, including acting like a witch when she's not. I mean,
It's odd.
Imagine what she'd do for us.
It was odd. It was odd.
All right.
Any final thoughts here as we wrap up or anything? Or
I don't know, you got a more Mikely or anything?
save your thoughts for another day? Oh, yeah. You want to do a more Mikely? No? Okay.
Yeah. We'll save
I'll have plenty of thoughts, Billy, and I'll have
save
plenty
those
of days
for the new show.
Yeah, I'll have plenty of thoughts and plenty of days to share my new thoughts. So I'm
kind of just petering out here at the end. Can we just I want to thank the fans, by the way, for listening to us for 4 years. We started this show, Stugotz and I, on a Friday because our company did not have a football show, and we thought that we should. So we just started doing a show.
Because who would take that lane, right?
And we started doing a show, and we called it God Bless Football. And once it started, they couldn't say no. So we just kept doing it. And then over the years, it grew, and we won podcast awards because of fan voting, entirely because of fan voting. So thank you guys for kind of listening over the years, for voting for us, getting us these awards that we got that, again, were fan voting. Our numbers were really, really good over the years. And you guys listening and downloading, showing up to the live events, all of that was it was really cool, and it was really fun. And it's something we were talking about before the show, that when we sat down that first week 4 years ago, we never would have thought we'd still be doing that same show 4 years later. So just thank you guys for listening. Thanks to DraftKings for, supporting us over the years. Jay and Mia and Ashley and Freeze and Feldman and just, hundreds of people over there, dozens of people that supported us over the years in this run. And now, this portion is done, and we're not. So, we're figuring out what the next step is, where we will be. Once we have that information, we'll pass it along to you. But we really want to thank you guys for all of the years of listening to us and tweeting at us, interacting with us, voting for us, showing up at the events, all of that stuff. It's been really fun. And we've made, friends along the way, not just with fans, but we still are texting with Mojo and Mike Rawless and those people during random weekends of, whatever. And Gordy and K-Funk were never going to lose. So it's been a fun ride. We met Adam Schefter's mom because of this show. So
yes. Well, you met her on a cruise. So I
met her on a cruise, but we spoke to her and got to know her, and Jeff, I think was his dad's name, on the show. So
yes.
It's a weird show, and we've had a lot of fun doing it. And the hope is that, this continues just elsewhere, because that's business. So
it's business. We have fun doing it, though. It's a celebration of football. That's what it is. It's a celebration of the sport that all of us have fallen in love with. Just a couple more people to thank: Chris Sims, Mike Golick, who have been great to us over the 4 years, joined us just about every single week. Incredible. Mojo, K-Funk, all those guys. Chris Gronkowski as well.
Austin Eckler for a couple years.
Lucy.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, of course. How can we forget? Yeah, we're never going to mention everyone.
Right. Well, and thank you to DraftKings, because DraftKings has been a great partner. Jay Donaghy has been great to us. Everyone at DraftKings. Ashley has been super helpful with this show. Billy, most importantly, we're smart guys. This show is going to continue. The show is very, very popular. Subscribe, rate, and review, please. Thank you to Smirnoff, because Smirnoff has supported this money with their dollars for many, many years, and we appreciate it. They've been great, not good partners, great partners.
Yeah.
And whenever we have events in other cities, those events are packed and those events are tight and done well. So thank you to Smirnoff, man.
And Mikey A.
And Fuentes.
And, to a lesser extent.
Take it back.
Yeah.
Danny B.
Yeah, Danny B sometimes, on trips. And everyone. Juju went on trips with us to Super Bowls.
Yeah.
And how does this end? How does an acceptance speech end?
It ends.
Tony's there. He just wants us. Yeah,
I got a good ending. Billy.
And GQ also. Thank you to GQ.
Put all together on 3.
And Robert sometimes is there on the trip. Robert was.
Oh, I love Bobby.
Yeah, Robert. Bobby. Yeah. Bob, we call him.
Bobby.
Yeah. Bobby.
Anyone else?
Jenny too. Jenny. Right. Do you want to thank Jenny?
Let's thank everyone except David Sampson. How's that?
Oh, all right.
Good.
Sure. God bless football.
God bless football.
God bless football.